Hello there, and welcome to Real Talk with ASM and Anna. But Anna's not here yet, but she'll be here in just a minute. Today's live show discussion topics are usually anything you feel is newsworthy about racism, bigotry, inequality, and corruption in America, in the United States. And sad to say, that kind of covers everything, like I say every week. The show's meant to be an opportunity to speak your mind, for viewers to speak their mind, and to serve as an educational tool and cultural competency, and to be cathartic. I have a couple quick announcements, and hopefully Anna will be here. Today's show is going to be a different format than usual, and I'll tell you all about why. If you happen to have cutting edge news for me, which I can't keep up with, please send it there. It's really helpful when I get people to help me keep up. Recently, I have not been able to do as many videos, personal videos, as I wanted to do. Normally, I want to put videos. So if you're around, say hello. Today's going to be a short show and a casual show. So anybody watching, we're going to need your participation. Let me see. I have a phone number. If you feel like calling in, please do so. And that's the number. Tonight's show is kind of counting on Anastasia. No pressure, Anastasia. Bye. Wow. Because we're going to talk about a very strange topic. At least that's what we have planned. If you have other topics you want to talk about, then you are absolutely more than we're happy to have you. Just bring it on. The last couple days, I have been actually trying to get information together for a job. I found a job that I'm really, really interested in. I probably haven't been this interested in a job for a really long time, but I really need to do something. So I found the coolest job, but I don't think I'm going to get it, but it'd be really cool if I did. So I'm going all out. So it's taken every second of my time. So I have been a bad angry soccer mom this week. So if you haven't seen me around much, it's because of that. But today we're going to talk about some kind of a nuance of racism. Let me try to explain, and maybe Anna will be here by the time I explain. Today we're going to talk about a strange area where something happens. It's right in between knowing somebody's racist and knowing they're not racist. Okay? And for me, it's kind of a strange thing because I think everyone, if you're in the numerical majority, at least in the United States, falls into the category of you're somewhere on the anti-racism lifelong scale. Basically it's a lifelong venture. But for some people, they reject that. I'm talking about the nuance where you're walking by and somebody gives you a strange look, and maybe something's happening in their life that is upsetting to them. And if you're Black or brown or indigenous or African American, or your child is, or, and they give a strange look, it's like, is it racist? Is it, we don't know. And that little space of nuance is what we're going to talk about tonight. And it's a little bit of a strange thing because I don't know if white folks have to deal with that. Pat, welcome. Learn Life. Welcome. Thanks for being here. When did you start on Patreon? I started on Patreon a while back, but I never pushed it really because I feel really strange about asking people to give me money, and especially because of the topic that I do. But what's been happening, I'll just be completely candid and honest, is I need to get a job all day long normally. And I got kicked off not to talk about me, but hey, today's we're going off topic today a little bit, and I just need to I keep getting kicked off every single. I had a group of 35,000 on Facebook. Hello there. Hey, Rashawn. Thanks for being here. I had like a pretty decent group on there for me, and then I got kicked off for life. So I kind of sneak in, but I don't have a lot of privileges now because I actually got kicked off. I know that I also on YouTube I got demonetized with, and they didn't tell me why. They didn't say why. So I started a Patreon, but I just haven't really pushed it because I just think it's weird for me to, I don't know. I know, call me old fashioned, but also I'm getting kicked off of every venue I was on. So in the field. And so that's what I've been doing all week. And I was going to cancel the show, but I want to be consistent and I want to know how everyone's doing. So if you have anything to say about while we're waiting or any stories to tell, I am absolutely happy to hear them. Anastasia and I tonight, once she gets here, we're going to talk about the strange place of how do you know? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. That's so sweet of you. I feel like I've really reneged on my Patreon because there's nothing in this world more than I'd want to do than this full time, like 24/7. Just ask my family. Yeah. Thanks, Right on Point. I appreciate it a lot. I've definitely learned a lot doing this as a white person. It's, complaining is kind of strange because it's not appropriate for me to complain. I get to live a life where I could just say, you know what, I'm tired today. I'm not gonna do any anti-racism, anything. I haven't done it yet, but I could. And just knowing I could is kind of what matters. My Black, Brown, Indigenous, and friends that of mixed heritage, they don't have that luxury. They don't, and it's really hard. But on the other hand, I lost all my white friends. But on the other hand, if that's why I lost them, then I'm thankful, to be honest. And I'd rather be alone than be with people who are like that and don't love their fellow humans for who they are. And it's just really scary. And I am alone a lot. I'm not saying feel sorry for me, but I'm just saying it's a choice. It's a choice. I'm privileged to be able to make that choice and not have to work in an environment that, everyone there is like, super racist and I have to keep the job. So I'm really lucky. So what I did was, and I'm just blabbing away until Anastasia gets here because she called me and said she's going to be a little bit late. I tried out for a job this week. It's a Black-owned business and it's a woman-owned business. And everybody there, I'm pretty sure everyone there is a woman of color or Black. I'm not really sure. I didn't take a poll, but it's not just, they made it clear it's not just a Black-owned business. It's a Black-managed business. And that made me actually happy because knowing what I know, because I've been working so hard on educating myself, I don't think I could work. I think I've destroyed myself. I could work anywhere if I had to. Obviously, I'm not that spoiled, but if I had a choice, I think I want to work for the real thing. I don't want to work for fake liberals. I don't want to work, and that's really spoiled. But at my age, maybe I can be a little bit spoiled. Learn better. Better to spend your time with people that are worth your time. Thanks. It's a spoiled. I mean, it's a privileged thing to be able to say that, and I'm kind of old, so I guess that's where I'm at. So they asked me, that was the first question they asked me, why do you want to work at a Black-owned business? And T, welcome. Hello. We're waiting for Anastasia, so we're just kind of talking. I told them the truth. I said, because if I'm so spoiled by all my friends who know me and love me for me, online and in person, and all my other ones are gone. They just ran away. They couldn't handle, they said I talked about racism too much and, all that. You know how it goes, you guys. So I just told them the truth that I'm spoiled, I'm old, and I want to make a difference somehow, even if it's one person. If one person sees this white woman talking easily about racism and not freaking out, then maybe they'll be like, she survived it. I don't know. I just want to take my last breath knowing that I did the best I could. So I'm supposedly still in the running for this. It's a part-time job, but it's exactly what I want to do. And that's to teach people, companies and corporations how to do this. Ronald, welcome. Happy to have you here. So I probably won't get it. And for whatever reason, it's been a great experience. Everyone has been incredibly nice to me. I'll be sad, but I'll keep trying. I think I'm a spoiled brat and I need to work for a Black-owned business. And they were pretty crystal clear and I was pretty close. The good thing about an interview, I don't know if other people have been doing interviews lately or anything like that, is I left it knowing that I don't have the corporate experience they want, but also knowing that I know I could do this and I would work my buns off for this. I would work my butt off for this. Because it's exactly what I've wished to do. But also, I'm not sure, but also it made me realize that this is the right thing for me. So I pushed myself into a little corner because, and I'm not saying, oh, Black people are perfect. And I know that they get it and I can't work. I am so spoiled. I don't think I could work with really racist. And I try to teach them the whole time. And then I'd get fired probably because I wouldn't be able, I'd be like so blown away. It means that much to me. And so I told them that I just wanted to, if I'm going to work thing, and that's a Black-owned business who is trying to teach anti-racism. And I don't have corporate experience, so I'm not sure if I'll get it, but we'll see. We'll see. I have absolutely no idea. And I know there's other candidates and it's kind of a strange thing. So talk to me. Anastasia should be here any minute. I'm counting the seconds because today, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about some of the nuances. I guess I can start with my story about my little girl. And if you have any nuances that you want to talk about, and I'll explain one more time what we're talking about. Tonight, Anna and I were just going to talk about the strange place if you're a Black person or a person who really, really is aware of systemic racism. When you meet somebody, there's a strange little place before you know who they are. And as I said earlier, I truly believe all white folks are somewhere on the continuum because we're born into this society. I don't think we're born racist, but we're born into this culture, and this culture is a culture based on white supremacy. So we don't have a lot of chance. There's no chance for us. So at somewhere along the continuum, we probably fall, depending on how you're raised and what your experience is. So I know I do. I remember, I actually know parts of my life where, you know what, that made me racist. That made me discriminate. That made me think different thoughts. I remember exactly when they were, and that's because I kind of looked back in my life. But anyway, so tonight we're talking about how you finagle life, the nuances of being in between. So I'm going to start by telling my story. I took my little girl. I have one of my children is Ethiopian, and two of my children are from my fat belly. And so I guess they're white. I guess you could call them that. So I took my youngest, who's Ethiopian American, to the pediatrician. And she wasn't like a little kid. She was, I can't even remember how old she was. I think I'm getting like senile or something. I don't know. But hey, it works for me. And went to the doctors, the pediatrician. And we went and we ended up in the waiting room, and we were looking around, and they had amazing pictures of animal families all over, and they were like National Geographic animal families. They were really cool. And so we were waiting and looking around and pointing to them. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at that one. There's tons of them. And yep, you're not born racist. Racism is a learned topic here. Absolutely, Pat. Absolutely. So, oh, Anna's here. So, oh my gosh, she's here. I will finish the story. Anna, welcome. Hi. Can you hear me? There we go. I just had to turn on my sound.
I can.
There you are. You caught me smack in the middle story. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm so sorry. I've talked to everybody about what we're talking about tonight, the nuances and all that. How are you?
I'm great.
Where were you? Went to the airport?
Yeah. So my eldest child, she is here.
Oh, sweet.
So I went to go get her at the airport, but unfortunately, her plane was supposed to land at 7:49. Literally, we just got from the airport. What's going on to London, Pat?
Oh my goodness! Do you live close to the airport?
About 26 minutes.
Exactly. To be exact.
To be exact, because I knew exactly what time it was like, okay, I'm good, I'll be good. And then as soon as I did that, of course, Murphy's Law,
Of course.
and I was like, for real. And that's what happened.
Well, I'm glad you're here now.
Well, thank you.
We have a cool topic that we're talking about, and I kind of prepped everybody. But I was in the middle of telling my story.
I'm listening.
My little baby girl who was not that young. This was my dilemma. And remember, I'm this white mom, and there is a constant push and a pull for me to educate my daughter, but not to make her jaded. So she's, I don't want to make her like me, who's like totally jaded, beyond jaded. I'm just kidding. And so we were in the office. Uh-oh. I hope Anna went away for, where's my Anna? I'll see. Oh, there she is. Okay. So we're in the office. We're looking at all these cool animal pictures. And I said, oh, look at these. And she says, we're looking at, the lions and their families. She walks right up to the orangutans, chimpanzees. I'm not sure what they were. And she says, there's my family. And I'm like, doing, okay. And she said, there's my family and they're beautiful. I love them. And I was like, okay, ASM. Okay. This is a pivotal moment. I said, aren't they beautiful? I didn't beautiful. What am I to do? Say, no, that's racist to say that your family is, and she's like, oh, I love them. I said, oh, me too. I think they're one of the most beautiful animals. And we just talked and I was like, oh my God. So this was like years ago, but that is what I'm talking about. Like the moments between like, what do you say? Anastasia, jump in here anytime.
Well, the thing about it is exactly what Talanda said. That is a very sticky situation.
She was so happy.
The issue is the racism of the people around you.
Right, not her. Right.
Not her. And what are they going to think about you? Right? So at the end of the day, she was not being a bad actor.
No.
She's a child. She doesn't know she doesn't know any better. They were brown.
She loves animals.
She doesn't know the nuances. So I feel the way you handle it was good. However, when you get home, or at that time, when you got home, you should explain to her that, and if you could, age specific of the nuances behind that.
I did.
Again, age specific,
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of sticky things that whether even black parents, we get into sticky situations like that. Like we were going to talk about the whole monkey award thing that happened. You can sit there and say, okay, did this teacher mean to do that? Or do all the children get that award? Or should she have been socially conscious enough to understand that maybe this would have been taken in the wrong way.
Now, for people who don't know that story, can you give a brief? Oh, you just lost a little.
I know. I see every time I get on here, I either lose my earring or my nose ring. It's like whatever. These earrings don't want to let me be great.
I don't
So
know if I've seen
basically,
those earrings. Have I seen
yeah,
those earrings? Those are
yes.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't remember seeing them.
Yes, I wear them all the time. When we first
Then again,
started
it's
the
me.
show, it's okay. So basically, a teacher, you know, gave a black child an award, and it was like a monkey of the week award. But all the I guess in this particular class, all the children had gotten this award, but the mother was like, "Hey, don't give my child that award." Now, again, it's you know what I mean? Like
The
it's
end of
like
the
a
year, so that the kid must have been one of the last kids to get it. Like it's a once a week thing, or
it's like a once a week. And the child wasn't the last one to get it. It's just, you know, we know the social contract that we have with this white supremacist society,
Mhm,
and trying to link us with monkeys and
mhm.
gorillas and
Yeah, subhuman,
primates.
subhuman,
Yeah, subhuman. And it's just like the little boy that had something, the biggest monkey in the jungle.
and
Yeah, I
H and
think
M.
you remember by H&M.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
absolutely. I
And
stopped
the
shopping there.
right, and the parents, and they were continental Africans, were okay with it,
They were
but
okay with it, right?
they
Right.
were okay with it, but I don't want to go towards ignorance, because I think, as much as people try to play that, maybe the language barrier, Africans are intelligent people,
Right. And we don't know the
especially.
situation. We don't know the situation.
What I know is my children will not be in any proximity to primates, because especially black women, black girls, they always try to associate us with animals,
Can I
dogs. Yeah,
can I interrupt you for a second? I have a
yeah,
question. When you say my children will not be in anywhere near primates,
right.
what do you mean? Tell me more, because I don't
So
understand.
what I mean is that they will, like, okay, for instance, my child wanted to dress up as Scooby Doo. No, wrong answer. Not dressing up as Scooby Doo.
Scooby's a dog, right?
No, no, I know that. I'm just saying animals, period. You're not
Oh,
going to dress up as Scooby Doo. It's not going to
oh,
happen. Say, for instance, we seen there's like these cute little. No, I'm not going to use that. My girlfriend used to call her daughter, "Hey, my little cute little monkey pie," and I'm like, "No, what
stop it.
what are we doing? Like, no, we're not,
Mhm,
going to do that. Not because,
mhm.
like boots. Like somebody be like, "Come here, my little boots," and they could, that could be a nickname because of
Boots?
from Dora the Explorer. Boots,
Yeah, yeah. Our cat's name was Boots.
right?
Bootsies.
But
Because
Dora the
it's a black
Explorer,
and white one.
right, right. Dora the Explorer in the contemporary, Boots is a
Yeah,
monkey,
it's the little
right?
monkey.
Right, but because of the nuance with them trying to dehumanize us, putting
Mhm.
us in zoos, and trying to say that we're, you know, on the evolutionary closest to monkeys. I don't even.
Like Oda Benga.
Right, exactly. You know exactly
And
who
then
I'm
New York
talking
City.
about. Oda Benga, right, in New York City. And the thing about it is, I don't care how cute it is. My children, whether it be Scooby Doo, whether it be a primate or anything that's close to being an animal, not going to happen. Not going to
Like
happen.
Halloween and stuff like that for Halloween.
Not
'Cause,
going to happen.
my daughter, I'll talk about Halloween. I know we get back to the story, but my little daughter
Right.
wanted to be a kitten for like years. My
That's not
youngest, a little kitten. And so
right.
basically she wore like, I was fine with it. We had two cats at the time and she loved fine with that.
Right.
But here I will admit wanted to be a oh gosh, what did she want to be? She wanted to a oh gosh. She wanted to be a colonial person. Okay. And I was, hello. She wanted to be a person on, he doesn't know I'm doing the show. Sorry. And other daughter had handed down was, well, my other daughter had been a, oh gosh, had been one of the, who is it? Molly Pitcher, because she was into the Revolutionary War, my oldest. So we had a Molly Pitcher outfit, and my little daughter wanted to be. She goes, I'll be a colonist. I'll be a, and she put that outfit on, and I was like, I looked at my husband, and I'm like, oh no, oh no. And we kind of, she was young enough I was like over my dead body, no, and she didn't know, and I didn't tell her, but with regards to the animal family that she loved, they were just beautiful. When we got home, I said, did you know that some people, when they say mean things about Black people, they call them like that? And she's like, no, I didn't know that. And developmentally, that was all. I said, yeah. I said, it's really rude, but and I didn't get into it. I didn't compare it to what she had said because she was just so excited. She's like, oh, I mean, they're beautiful. So, and we did just go to the zoo 2 weeks ago, but go on. I just wanted
the other thing. See, a kitten is something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what bothers me is that, okay, say for instance, like, I forget what the name of those dolls were. Monster High, right? Okay, you don't know Monster High.
I missed that phase. I was the mean mommy who didn't give her children toys. No, I'm kidding. Wait, yes, Monster Incorporated?
No, Monster High.
Oh, no, don't know it.
But it's okay. In Monster High, they had Claudine, right?
Huh?
Her name was Claudine, right?
Oh, she was a kitty.
No,
Kitty
she
cat?
was not a kitty. She was a
Oh.
werewolf. You
Oh.
understand what I'm saying? Like, she couldn't have been a vampire. She couldn't have been a ghost. She had to be a werewolf because werewolves are brown. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like always that thing. You know what I mean? Like,
pushing it towards but never quite hitting the actual stereotype, insult, racist. Okay.
right. Like she had to be, Claudine had to be brown. So she had to be, and then the thing about it, they do that with different, cartoons. Like even on Steven Universe, Nicki Minaj was one of the voices one time. And it was this big, angry, harsh Black woman, basically. And it's like
Stereotype.
Pearl, right? Stereotype Pearl was the dainty, white Pearl. And it's all, even because I don't know if you know, well, you probably don't just know the singer Estelle. She made that song American Boy. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I
But
know
even
nothing about pop culture. It's almost funny.
right, she played Garnet. And Garnet, of course, was this big, tall Black woman with a big afro. I mean, Garnet is cool and calm, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's always that stereotype. We never play the delicate one. We never play, oh, we always play the sassy one that be like, girl.
Right. And there are actually many Black people who are very shy and who don't talk like that, or who are timid or reserved, or so intellectual that they're like nerds kind of, but there's every type of white person and every type of Black person, like there is. And people, but they can't do that. They always have to have them sassy and loud
It's
and rude,
always,
and
you don't need a man, girl. Or if there is, like, there's always a Black protagonist or a non-white protagonist, but it's always to further the white lead's dreams, or we're always a sacrifice. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that. And so back to what we were talking about with my children, particular things you're not going to dress up like. You're not going to, like, I let her dress up as Claudine because she wanted to do that right then and there.
Mhm.
But she also wanted to dress up like My Little Ponies. So I had to watch the makeup so it didn't make them look like a minstrel, you know, putting
Oh
even
goodness,
colored
yes,
makeup,
yes, right. A
putting
minstrel show,
colored
yeah.
makeup on them. You know,
Mhm,
I'm not gonna
mhm,
put like one of them, you know, Rainbow Dash is blue, but
mhm,
putting blue makeup on a black face, you have to be careful with that, you know.
mhm.
So it's not
Because
just towards certain animals. It's just I'm not gonna do
just
it.
you don't wanna get close to the nuances of the stereotypes
No.
that are incredibly, obnoxious and disturbing and racist as hell. Is that kind of what you're
Yeah.
saying? You
No,
know, well,
exactly,
when I
because
saw my child, in that outfit, she looked just like somebody who was an enslaved human. I mean,
and
like,
the
I was
funny
like,
thing
"Oh,
about
no,
it,
no, horrible."
those old pictures, I took one of those old pictures with my daughter, and
Mhm.
we looked like enslaved
The
people.
classic.
And I
Mhm,
never I even though they were free people doing that, it was too close. And I was like,
mhm,
"No, hell no." And I
mhm,
never put those pictures up. None of it. Like the twins,
mhm.
they were in a basket. It was horrible. It was like in this basket, and Rage had the little basket with the hat, and it looked so cute. And then I was like, "Oh my God, no." So no.
Yeah, that's interesting point about the photographs, the black and white photographs, because we have a few of those from long, long ago in the rich days, long, long ago, with my first two children, my first two before we had our baby girl, and um, we had them slightly colored in a little bit, and I those two kids are white, so they I didn't think twice about it. We had one done for everybody. I think I was holding baby Sky and didn't even cross my mind. Didn't even because our family's white and she was a baby. And so it did not out. There's nuances. Hey
Right,
LaDonna.
those sepia pictures, hey LaDonna, those sepia
Yeah.
pictures, like even in New Orleans, dressed up like, I was just like, I took it and I thought I was super sexy. And then now that I look at that picture, I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, I really look like an enslaved person, you know?
And that
I
makes
mean,
me you shouldn't have to even
right,
you shouldn't have to think like this. You should
right,
just
right.
yeah, good points. Well,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk to you about. We got to get back to the actual story about this monkey that the. Do you know anything more about it?
I
So
mean,
a teacher's throwing out
basically,
a
I mean,
prize as a monkey.
there was nothing really more to say about it because anytime something like this happens, black people um are gaslit.
Oh,
You know what I'm
constantly,
saying? And it's always
constantly.
um
Yeah,
oh, they didn't mean that. Why
they
do
didn't know.
everybody think that it's racist? First of all, it happened in Mississippi.
I
Let's be
don't.
clear about that. It happened in Mississippi. And first of all, we know what Mississippi is good for. The only export Mississippi has is racism. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read this. It says a Mississippi school is under fire after a mother claimed that her 5-year-old son received a monkey award in class. So it's at Batesville Elementary School, and it's the northern part of the state. So her son Braylon, who is black, received the award for entertaining others.
Now, what do other children get the award for? And it is a weekly thing. I'd want to know the details of that.
So it says when Ellis, which is his mother, her name is Shamika, met
Mhm.
with the district official, she said that she was informed that the teacher was not aware that likening black people to monkeys was offensive. This is a
Now,
teacher.
that's just. I'm sorry.
That's a teacher. That's a teacher.
Sorry. I call chew. Bullshit. Sorry.
And so then it says, she said, I'm still not happy about it. Ellis told WMC. I'm angry because I don't understand why my son got the monkey award when he's received an award that he completed pre-K. So she's like, he already received the award. Why did you need to give him, what's up, Demetrius? And what's up, LaDonna? Why did he need to get the monkey award for entertaining people?
Yeah, that
So it
would
said
okay.
Ellis told the news
Would bother me.
yeah.
I would have lost my shit.
Yeah,
I
she
would
said
have lost
Ellis
my.
told the news station exactly. School's principal explained to her that Braylon got the award during an animal themed ceremony. It is not clear if other children in the class received the same award. So the
To me.
principal, yeah, the principal claimed the pre-K student got it because of his energy.
Wow, that's pushing the ticket. As we all know, Black children, especially boys, are often othered terribly, told, because they are made out to be, you know, these bad kids, and they're not bad kids. In
Right.
fact, just to not to throw in a study, but hey, a study I actually posted about long ago, a couple years ago back, showed acting like showed teachers, and it was an experiment. And let me tell you, it didn't matter even if the teacher was white, Black, Asian, Latino. It didn't matter. The teachers were watching children at a desk. Okay, a little girl, a little blonde, a little adorable little Black boy, all the same age. They were little kids, and they were they thought they were watching to see who is naughty. Okay, and
I know what you're talking about. I
yeah,
know exactly what you're talking about.
and the teachers were told nothing else other than one of the kids is a really naughty kid, and what they were really doing was they were using they were watching the eyes of the teacher, and they ended up looking at the little boy who was Black, like exorbitantly more than any other kid. So, and it was all of them. This stuff is ingrained in our society, and it broke my heart. The teachers didn't know, but they volunteered to do this, and as it turns out, they had their eyes on that little boy most of the time, which says it all.
Well, it's just like the black doll, white doll test.
Oh yeah, the one that turned over Ramses, the one that turned over the
Plessy versus Ferguson.
No, it turned over. They used that to turn over the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. The
right. But I thought it was Plessy versus Ferguson too. That the separate and equal.
It's they used it during the school one. The school to show the damage it does, and
right.
That was the first, before all the other stuff.
Right.
The schools got desegregated because of it, and that was what they used. And that, if you don't know what we're talking about, which I think most people probably do that are watching, but if anyone doesn't, it's a black doll, white doll experiment that proved again and again and again, and it still does. It was done in the 50s, I believe.
Yep. And they did it recently though, because they did it like in the 2000s.
Yeah, it's been done over.
It was the same thing.
Yep, same damn thing. Yep. Same damn thing. Little children who are 3 and 4 years old. Nobody's told them they're bad kids, but when they have 2 dolls, one's white and one's Black, exactly the same. They will much more often, if the person says which doll's the bad doll, they point to the Black doll. This is
even like, Black children would say that. Which one is the ugly doll?
Absolutely. And so that was why separate but equal could be overturned, because it's inherently unequal when you do that. So that's definitely a toughie. But yeah, it's the same. But so today we're talking. If you just joined us, we're talking a little bit about the nuances between what's racist, what's not, what's just being someone's goofy personality, what isn't, what people know, what people gaslight. We're talking about that little area in between where, I got to tell you a quick story. My son right now is traveling across country with some friends, and for good or for bad, I'm just saying what I was told as a little kid. Don't ever go to the South. Okay. And I didn't know why, because I was a little kid and no one told me. I was born in the era of colorblindness. Well, you do not say a thing. You just keep your mouth shut. Because if you don't keep your mouth shut, you're racist. Like, God. So I wasn't ever told anything, but my mom did say, don't go to the South. And that was it. And so, of course, now I know why she said that, but even though we were a white family, she just, my mom was a bit of a hippie. And I talked to my son yesterday, and he went to the South. He started down the South because he wanted to go visit a couple friends. And he wrote me back and said, Mom, the South isn't what I thought it would be. It really isn't. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And we started talking. And he goes, the people are so nice. And I said, yeah, like Southern hospitality type. And he goes, yes. And he goes, it's the strangest thing. He goes, it's more than that, though. And I said, let me guess. People are extremely like themselves. And if they're not racist, you know it. And if they are, you know it too. And he goes, exactly. He goes, I knew exactly. And I go, yeah, unlike where we reside and where I was raised, everybody is fake as hell. You have no clue who's what, when, where, nothing. And he said that to me. I was like, whoa. So we started talking about.
It's like that. It's like that down south. Like I said,
What do you think? Yeah.
I literally respect the races down south. Because the thing about it, at least I know who you are. I know not where to spend my money at. I know I don't have to worry about.
Right.
I'm not going to deal with you. Where up north, they'll pretend, poison your food, do things to your kids.
You
You
dirty
understand what I'm
looks,
saying?
be unfriendly, oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Call the
And you always
cops
have to
on
wonder.
you.
You always have
Right.
to wonder. Those are the nuances we're talking about tonight in our
Right.
discussion. Not
Right.
knowing. Not knowing drives me crazy.
Now,
Talking,
don't
not
get
even
me
race,
wrong.
everything.
Races are trash. What I'm saying though, I respect the approach. Yo, just tell me you don't like me and I don't like you. To be totally honest, I don't want to live next to you either. Like, I don't want to live next to you. Like, Malcolm X said, why do you want to go where you're not wanted? For me, I'm not going to go where I'm not wanted. I don't want no racist fixing my food. I don't want no racist living next to me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because we've
Oh, I
had
do.
cases where racists will, poison your animals, try to poison your children. Yes,
Who knows
they
what?
will.
Even at
Yes,
minimum, just having that around, that kind of
yes.
aura of like, I don't care if they do nothing to you, just knowing. I'm so spoiled. I don't want, like, this is really, talk about privilege. I don't want my freaking plumber to be racist. I don't want my hair cutter. I don't want anybody. And you know what? And that's a privilege. And I know that. But so every once in a while, you don't know who you're going to get. And if you do get somebody like that, I found out with them working on my home, basically trying to convert them because I can't take it. I just can't take it. Hi, who's your badger? Welcome.
Well, you know how I feel about that. It's not my job to educate white people, and I'm
And I feel
not.
like it is my job. I feel like
Yeah,
absolutely. I don't. It's scary to me when there's a real live one right next to me. But I'm just saying, like, it's scary to me because, like, I don't understand it. I don't get it the way I want to. I want to, like, I'm very, very, like, I come from a long line of over analyzers. And
right.
we all hoped it skipped a generation, but it didn't. Like, I want to know what tell me, sit down on this couch. Maybe don't do my plum. Don't mind these notes I'm taking. I'm dead serious. I want to like, I want to like find out what's wrong with them, you know?
Well, my question is,
Help them.
and when, no, how, not how come, but what do you, what do you think you're gonna find?
I
Because a
don't, I
lot
don't
of
know.
people, it's about jealousy. It's about, and thank you, Talonda. We got this shirt. Me and my husband both has this shirt, and it's
Oh my
weird
God,
that
I
we,
didn't even notice it.
but
That's
I didn't
awesome.
even notice it until you said something, and I was like, yeah, let me show my shirt. But
Oh
we
my
got
God, I
it from
want one.
we got it from Spencer's.
Oh, Spencer's?
Yep, we got it
Chain.
from
Oh,
Spencer's.
that's a chain. Awesome.
Yep.
You have the best clothes, but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, but the thing about it is, I am not interested in you and in what made you racist, because as there's equally, was, I think it is Newton's first law of motion,
Uh-huh.
that there's an equal force that could have you on the other side, but you're choosing not to do that. This thing right here,
You mean for every force, there's an equal and opposite reaction?
yes,
Thing? Yes.
but yes, but this right here can teach you anything you want to learn.
Right. There's no excuse. There's no,
There's no
there's no,
excuse. So I
no, there's
really
no
don't
excuse.
care. And I don't
Absolutely.
negotiate with terrorists.
Right. You know what? It's something, and I think I'm fairly certain this is just like a me thing. I am like, in a very clinical way, I'm fascinated. Fascinated. It's a real sick thing, but I'm
I
a
feel that way
sociologist.
about serial killers.
Yeah. Okay. So there we are. There we are.
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel
I'm
that way
very
about serial killers. Like,
sociologically speaking. Yeah.
at what point did you feel like I need to put somebody's head in a refrigerator? Like,
Right.
when
Like
did you feel
exactly.
that
Right.
way?
Right. Hmm. No. So it's me. Like I'm a sociologist at heart. I've always known. Like I observe, and that's how I got into wondering about racism to begin with. When I was 6 years old, I was like, "What's going on?" And of course, in my little 6 year, Google, what's going on? You know, I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, Ladonna. Yeah, it's not like I'm trying to fix them. I want to know, like, I guess here, I'll just say it, since tonight's topic is us chatting, and please jump in, anyone, and call if you want. I love it.
Did you put the number up? Put the
I
number up
did. I'll
again,
put it up.
sweet.
I'll put it up again. Yeah. I'll put it up again. Hang on one second. I put it up at the top. So you'd have to scroll to the top if you wanted to see it. But I'm nice. I'll put it up again. One second. I've always the nation with like for such a long time, I wanted to figure out why. And that's just my arrogance, you know? Like if I could figure out why we do it, maybe I could help. That's you know, that's just kind of my personality. And then it turned to not how I can help, but I want to know why. Like I understand being raised in this culture of white supremacy and indoctrinated. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about overt racism. I'm not talking about like, oh, I didn't realize that. You know, I'm not talking about like they're just not educated. I'm talking about they're perfectly okay with it. That fascinates me. Like, what's wrong? Like how do they think? I want to know. I'm weird, but I also like the serial killer thing. Oh my God, love it. I also like the pedophilia thing. I
Yeah,
know
I'm not. No, I'm not. No,
I want.
no.
I'm a sociologist at heart. I have seen so many things that I want to know, like how does this happen? How does
You know,
this I love aberrant cultures and aberrant behavior.
right.
I'm a
I
sicko.
just, because you're a deviant, I'm gonna watch you. You're a deviant. I'm gonna watch you. We're gonna see you one day. Watch. It's gonna be one day, and we're gonna be watching TV or CNN. Angry soccer mom taken out for being a BDS, killing a man and then eating his body or something, like, oh
T gets
wow,
it.
that's what
T
she
gets
did.
it. T gets it. Yes, I desire to not understand them, but okay, yes, understand, not agree, but somehow get it. Like, I could kind of see that just a little. And you know what? My kids are just like me. Not my little one, but my two tummy babies. They are. They're just like me. They want
I
to
just
know.
think that if you get that close, you know what? I was watching somebody, and he said that if you spend time in hell enough, you'll become the devil. I'm not saying that.
I don't know
I'm
if I
I'm
agree with that.
saying me. I don't want to understand. I don't want to understand a pedophile.
I
I
do.
don't. A serial killer, yes, because there's a couple of people on my list, and I want to learn from their mistakes. Just saying,
Wait,
not advocating
wait,
anything.
back it up. Back it up. You want to
I'm
be a, you want to be a
no,
son?
no, no, no. That's not what I said.
Oh, sorry.
That's not what I said. I said that I
I just,
want to learn from their mistakes. That's it.
can you elaborate on that?
Do you really want me to?
Yes. Well, we'll do it in private.
We'll
That's
do it in private.
LaDonna Dexter. Yes, thank you. You see, so yes, yes, yes. She gets it. Dexter.
Yeah, but even with Dexter, after a little while, he was just killing people. Like he had rules to what he was gonna do. I watched him in the beginning, but I don't like watching series because I don't like relationships. So,
Like your relationship to the series?
any series, like I don't like having relationships to anything. I
Do you mean
like
your relationship to the series or watching a relationship in a series?
yeah, my relationship to the series. I don't want to care about the characters. I really don't. I want it to be 30 minutes and then it's over. Like that's why I watch cartoons. I don't want to care about it. My relationship, I have a husband, I have kids, I have friends. I don't have time for another relationship. I want to slam bam, thank you, ma'am. I laugh. You go home, I go home. That's it.
Like a comedy kind of?
Well, Family Guy and SpongeBob.
Oh. See, I
Yeah.
you know what? I'll be honest. I over relate to stuff on the TV. I get so intense, like I jump out of my seat. I it's like it's happening. It's happening. Like I've walked out of movies. Oh my God. Misery, you know that movie Misery?
I love Misery.
I was like, I am out of here. This is sick shit. I'm
I love
out of here.
Misery.
And my poor husband was like, "Well, I could no." I go, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not watching this. No, this is
Like
because
I
it's to
used
me
to love
real.
watching Snapped.
See, it's
I don't
real
know
to
if
me."
you've ever seen Snapped.
Uh-uh.
Oh Lord, Snap! And people that's in the audience, they know LaDonna. We used to watch Snap together all the time.
What is it?
Basically, it was about relationships. 9 and 10 times it was about women. So you be in it, they're in these relationships, right? And then the man does something or their partner does something, and they just kill them for whatever
Oh,
reason. Like
snap! Like I
one,
snapped. Like
yes,
I.
snap. Like this one lady, she literally, her husband cheated on her, and she was like, you know what? I'm over it. I'm over it. And she ran him over with her car like
Over
five,
it,
six
like
times. Yeah,
how
like
thematic. Um, so when you like watching that, let me ask you a question because today's
yes.
a um a show that we're not doing our normal format. We're kind of like
Come
talking
on,
about
dissect me. Come on.
we're dissecting this. What about that do you like? Is it
She did it.
fantasy
She did
stuff
it.
or
She did it. She did it.
like she just like is it what about you relates to that?
She did it. And the fact that I wish that I had enough bravery and lack of care for consequences that if something
Mhm.
happened, that I would run you over with my car.
So it's just like
However, Summer,
vicarious learning, like
like
vicarious
Sherry,
living.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And the thing about it, I'm not advocating violence. What I'm saying is that I know there's consequences. I know I'm gonna go to jail. But I forget who it was. Her name is Angela something. And literally, she killed this dude. And like they asked her, she's like, "Did you kill him?" Yes. And he's like, "Do you regret it?" No. Why would I regret it? And it's like she's like, "I walked into my house, I kicked his butt, and killed him." And it was like her eyes, like she has shark eyes. Like I'm gonna send that to you one day. It's crazy, but I wish that I had that stone cold. Talana know who I'm talking about. I wish I had that stone cold look to be like, Did you enjoy it? Of course I did. Definitely. It was like she said, it was an interview.
Oh.
And she just was like, there was no crying, there was no nothing. It was like, yeah, I did it. I enjoyed it. It's over with. I'm done.
Hmm. And it was
And
real.
like,
It wasn't acting. It was a real.
oh, it's a real person. Like Hoosier Badger said, they said, I don't want to get involved and committed to watching a week. I don't want, like, I used to watch, what's the name of it? What's the one with the ones that Sex in the City? I was like, okay, you had sex with this dude. You had sex with this dude. You bought shoes. Is that all y'all gonna do? Is talk about dudes? Like me and LaDonna used to hang out,
That's
and
what the show is.
literally, none of our conversations revolved around men. Like none of them. Like we were like, "Girl, what you wearing? Girl, I'm doing this. You going to school? Yeah, I'm going to school. What you investing in?" It was like our conversation was not about men.
The whole show was about Sex and the City. All was about men. I liked that show, but you know why I liked it? Because it was so shallow. You didn't have to get invested. It was so shallow. And
It
my
was
husband,
too shallow for me. I was like, "Oh my god!"
it
And
was
why nobody ever came up with an STD? Nobody ever came up with chlamydia, or gonorrhea, or herpes. Nobody came up pregnant.
you want to know why? You want to know why? I'll tell you why.
Why?
They didn't write it in the script.
Well, yeah, but you understand what I'm saying?
I'm just messing with you.
No, I get it, but I'm wondering because it was white women.
Yeah.
Why did nobody ever come up pregnant?
Oh, never. Oh, the one did. The one did. The redheaded, short-haired one did.
Yeah, but she ended up marrying that dude.
Oh, did she? See, I don't remember all the details. You know what
Ended up
bugs me about
Steve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I liked him.
Steve. And then he ended up cheating on her or something. And
oh yeah.
but what I'm saying is like Miranda, I liked Miranda the most because it was like, yo, I'm gonna get mines, you gonna get yours, and I'm gonna keep it moving.
That
But
was
then
Miranda's the one that was the older one a little bit?
the
Or
older one, Kim Cattrall.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She was funny. She was funny.
Right. And she was like, I'm gonna do what I want. You don't like it. Then she met the model dude, and it was like, oh my God, now she has to fall in love. And then like whatever. Like everybody doesn't want to get married. Like literally, my golden calf was not to get married. Like I didn't want to get married for what? Marriage was too much like servitude for me.
Yeah, you know what's really strange? And I didn't think it was servitude for me as a kid, but I was raised by a first generation feminist, and you do not. She almost made it. Well, she ended up hating my dad and like call him your bastard father, I believe was the term she used for his name. But yeah, there's that. But she always said never made it like we had to have kids, we had to get married. Never. My dad went overboard. He raised us like boys, and told us constantly how he wished we were boys. So there's that. But yeah, interesting.
Right. I mean, the thing about it is, like I said, I look at it like, why do girls and women have to get married? For what?
They don't.
Now, I'm not saying if you want to get married, that's fine.
But it has to be a choice, not a cultural something that's pushed on you. Yeah.
Right. Like, okay, if you want to get married, get married. If you don't, you don't. But just like women are called spinsters while men are called bachelors. And
Right.
it's like, well, for everybody out there that knew about, may he rest in wherever he's at, he was saying if you're a woman over 35 and you haven't been married, then you're used goods. But
Yeah,
these dudes,
ridiculous.
are for the streets. Like today, Nick Cannon. You don't know who he is. He was
I
married.
do. I know
Oh,
who he is. I know who he is.
This dude got like 11 kids.
Yeah, what's up with that? He has a lot of kids.
11 by different women.
Oh.
And so it was like, oh, this is the model. Like, first of all, we have 2 kids in the house with us now. And you know what I'm saying? I don't work. it's hard taking care of them and keeping on top of everything. But you have 11 kids by all these different women. And it's like, no, dude. Like you're having kids like you open up McDonald's franchises. That sucks.
How can you be there for your children
Yeah.
like you need to as individuals? I taught school. It's not easy. I had 38 kids in my first classroom. And let me tell you, it was just really out of control. And I couldn't be there because it's just too many. So 11. Then when they're actually your children, I don't even know how people do it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But they like this rapper Future, you know, he has babies by everybody. And it's like he's having sex with everybody. And it's like, you know, that's what you want to be, but that's what the manosphere is now. I just want to treat women like crap. And if I like today, well, you like you said, you don't
I don't know about pop culture.
no, but yeah, no, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. But I'm sorry. The issue is not about it's not about pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the fact of the matter is polygamy. If you want to be in a polygamous relationship, I totally support that. Like if my husband was to come home and say, "Yo, what do you think about us getting a second wife?" My first thing would be to him is, "What is she bringing to the table?"
Do they cook and clean?
I don't want to have to deal with him or the kids. She better bring us something to the table. You can't just be laying up. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, polygamy was not about I want to have sex and not take care of these children. Polygamy was more about the lifespan of a woman because most women died in childbirth, the lifespan of the children because a lot of children died before the age of 3. Not saying much has changed. Don't get me talking about that.
Interesting. Oh,
but
I like how our conversation is sweet.
Right, but the thing about it is the way I look at it is we got you, who's your badger. We'll get back to you. But what I'm saying is you're lying. It's not like you're telling each of these women or they know about the other woman. And then I was watching this girl, this woman, her name is Cynthia G. And she was saying, men don't understand you sleeping around with all of these different women, our pH level gets messed up by you doing that within our vaginas. If you're sleeping with a bunch of women and he's not using condoms.
Oh.
Yeah, this person, he's not using condoms. He's just going plooping in, and it's like that's disgusting.
How do we get out of this topic?
Yeah, because I don't know what was it, serial killers. We were talking about serial killers.
Yes, serial killers, right? Aberrant men's sexual behavior. Hey.
I mean, the thing about it, all I'm saying is, I'm saying this, and I'm gonna be real about it.
Oh no, I love it.
If women could have sex like men do without the consequences, trust me, it would be going down.
Absolutely.
It would be going down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. So adorable. But
no, it's the truth though.
Oh yeah, right. No, I gotcha. I want to go back to the question that we missed. So I didn't. You wonder? Can you?
Who's badger was talking about something at the playground?
Can you find it? Because is it above or below? Oh, the women then said you cannot call anyone a monkey. I have. Okay, let me just read this. Who's your badger? The woman then said you cannot call anyone a monkey. Have I really become an out of touch, insensitive old white guy? She was swinging in a way similar to chimpanzees. How does that become racist? What are they talking about?
Well, basically, he was at a playground.
Okay.
And the child, I'm from what I understand,
from the case that we're talking about, the case
right,
that you're
white child that he was talking about.
Gotcha.
It wasn't a black child, and they called him a racist. And basically saying, have I become an insensitive white guy. Okay, so first of all,
What's the situation? Can you just back it up? I'm
he,
sorry.
he was at a playground.
Who's he?
Who's your badger?
Oh,
He was
okay.
at a playground. And basically what happened was the little girl was swinging, you know, and he said she was swinging like a chimpanzee, like a little monkey.
Mhm.
And they called him a racist for saying that
To a white child?
to a white child. That's what I said. Like, what?
What?
Yeah, that's what I was like. How,
Huh?
but
Why?
this is the thing. At the at the end of the day, the way I look at it is calling a white child a monkey has different connotations than
Right.
calling a black child a monkey. Even if you're
Absolutely.
calling a black child that, and it's no racism behind it.
Right. It's not done because of the incredible strength of the history behind it.
Right,
It's
right. You
just
know what I'm
not.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't like I said, I don't, you know, I don't. The way I look at it is, if you call a white child a monkey, I wouldn't call it racist. I wouldn't call it racist.
Well, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't think twice about it.
So hold on. I'm gonna read it. It says sensitivity story. Joined a friend and kids at a playground. Nearby, a cute 2-year-old white girl was grasping a bar at the top of the slide, then swinging back and forth before sliding down. An adult nearby was an adult, not him. An adult nearby was impressed by her strength and flexibility and proclaimed, "Look at her swinging up there like a monkey." Two women immediately yelled at him, "You racist," as jaws dropped. The women then said, "You cannot call anyone a monkey. Have I really become?" Okay, first of all,
If he didn't say it, then why are they? I thought you said he
no,
didn't.
Hoosier didn't say it.
Right.
It was another person. But what
Got
I'm saying is, it doesn't matter calling a white child a monkey, or because she was hanging like a monkey. I wouldn't have said monkey, period, because of the nuance.
it. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're
But
talking about tonight.
like, come on now. Like, come on. And I'm sorry, Hoosier, you were a participant. I skimmed over there. Yeah, exactly. No. I know, but you said it was a white child. So even in that particular, you know, okay, but that's like saying reverse racism is a thing. No,
Right.
it's not
Right.
a
It's
thing.
not the same thing in my mind. It's not the same thing. It's just not. It's
Boo, tomatoes, tomatoes.
yeah, in my mind. But I mean, I'm not the ruler of what is and what isn't. But I wouldn't think twice about it. I'm trying to think about. There's a couple of things before we say goodnight tonight. I wanted to ask you, and I don't know if you're comfortable with what we're talking about the story you told me on the phone. That was a nuance. Are you comfortable with that? If
No,
so,
I'm comfortable with it. I'm
let's
comfortable
do
with it.
it.
But I have two short stories about that.
Okay.
So my youngest twin, we got her hair done. Beautiful, beautiful long braids with beads on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So she was very unhappy with her hairstyle. And I didn't
Beforehand,
understand after it
she
was done. And I
oh,
didn't
she didn't like it.
understand why after it was already done.
She hated it.
And so I didn't understand why. Well, both of them were actually upset about their hair. And I'll send you a picture. And one of the twins was like, "It looks like a ghetto ratchet 90s hairstyle." And I was like, "What? Why would you say something like that? Like, where does that even?"
90s.
So she showed me where she Googled it, 90s ratchet hairstyle. And guess who the first hairstyles that popped up?
Well, I know the person.
No, the people, not a person,
Oh,
the people,
who?
all
Who?
black
Oh,
people.
Derek.
It was all black people.
Oh,
It was all
oh.
black people.
I'm going to Google it right now. What is it that she?
Just put 90s ghetto hairstyles. And look who shows up. So, she was upset about it.
Yeah, it's all
And
black
I
people.
was like, it's all black people. And if you go further down,
Yeah.
it's some white people sprinkled in there too.
But
But
you know
for the
what's the
most part,
strangest thing? Their hair looks great. I don't really care.
that's what I'm saying. It's literally one of the
It looks
pictures,
nice.
literally one of the pictures is regular box spray.
They all look really good. I don't really get it. I was expecting,
And
I
so
don't know what I was expecting.
I told her, I said, sweetie, do you understand your hair is always gonna be ghetto and ratchet on you until it's on a white woman.
Mm-hmm. You said that,
Like
George?
braids. I'm sorry.
Did you say that, George?
Yes. I
What
said
is,
braids wasn't cool until Kim Kardashian and Bo Derek wore it.
look at this. That's
Th-
beautiful.
That's Brandy.
That's like, oh, it is. I don't know who it is.
That's Brandy.
Okay, whoever it is, that's her hair's perfect.
Yeah, but what did they have her under? What did they have her under
They had
on
her
in
under.
Google?
When I googled it as 90s ghetto hairstyle.
And
But
Brandy, but let me tell you something about Brandy, right?
uh-huh.
Her brother is Ray J. Ray J slept with Kim Kardashian. And remember, I don't know if you know that sex tape that came out. That is the only reason why Kim Kardashian and her mothers and her Harpy sisters have a platform because of that woman that you just seen, her brother slept with her and they leaked a sex tape.
I thought that they had a platform because their dad was some famous person in the OJ.
Boo, tomatoes, tomatoes.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know pop culture. I don't watch. I don't
She
even.
might her dad was OJ Simpson's lawyer.
Yeah.
No, they
Nope.
had a platform because she
Oh, he
leaked out.
wasn't. Oh.
No, he was,
Oh, he was.
but that's
Okay.
not. But that's not. But that's not. No, she got a platform because she slept with Ray J, and
Oh,
she slept with almost every basketball player. You know, it's one of those things. Like,
I'm out. I'm out. I don't know who these people
no, I'm
are
just
even.
telling you, she was for the Kim Kardashian is and was for the streets. Point
Yeah,
blank and
I
simple.
wouldn't recognize her if I saw her walking by. So what? Interesting
Oh,
though.
so the other story, the
Yeah. What's
other
the other
part of
story?
it
What's the other story?
was my other twin. She didn't want. She wanted blonde braids with, but her roots were black. So she was upset because her roots were black. I said, "You're black," and I said, "If
She wanted it all blonde, the whole
you
thing.
wanted all blonde," I was like, "That's not gonna happen." Because you just blonde, you just dyed your hair, and if you dye your hair that blonde, you will ruin your
You'll ruin
natural
your
hair.
hair. Right.
That's
Yeah.
not going to happen,
Yeah.
Slick.
That'll ruin their
That's
hair.
not
Right.
going to happen. And so she literally, I'm gonna send you a picture. She literally looked like a real living anime character in the flesh. That's how good she looked.
Your
She
daughter?
looked like, yeah, my daughter. She literally looked like Angela Bassett did in Black Panther with her white hair. That's how she looked.
It was
And
beautiful.
it is beautiful. So back to as I'm telling the story, I'm gonna send you the pictures of what I'm talking about so you can see what I'm talking about. So what happened was today I Europeanized myself. I Mayo sapiened myself today. So I wore a wig today.
Where'd you go? Were
And
you going out?
yeah, I was going
You
to a
went.
reception. I was going to a reception. You know, my husband is such an awesome person. He's got this uber great job. So I said, okay, I am going to look like a normie today. I'm gonna look like a normie today. You
Get
know,
in with the
as much as I hated it, I was like, I'm gonna look like a normie today.
European ideal of beauty of
Right.
sorts. Gotcha. So what'd you
Exactly.
do? What'd you do?
I put a wig on. I still had my, African colors. I didn't wear hair wrap. I put makeup on, I stopped wearing makeup. So, I look like a normie. So my husband told me, he said, "Why do you feel like looking like that is normal versus the way you dress any other time?" And I had to correct myself. But
Mhm,
anyway, back to what I was saying,
mhm.
as I walked in, everybody just like looked back, you know, it was like, you know, and was like, they was like, oh my God, you have hair now. Er? I was like, I've always had hair. My
You
hair
weren't
is just
bald.
short. I wasn't bald, you know,
You have
but it
short
was,
hair, right?
yeah, my
You
hair
have
is
short
short.
hair. Yeah.
Right.
I used to have
But,
short hair when
right.
I was.
And so it was this whole discussion about my hair. Now, when I came in with the short hair, nobody said anything. But as soon as I came in here with this wig and this long hair, it was like the topic of discussion. And so it was, you know, could I take it as racist? Could I take it as stupidity? Should I take it as ignorance?
Could you
And you
take
know,
it as you look so different that they felt they should say something? I don't know.
well, you could just say nothing other than, "Oh my God, you look amazing." You could say that,
Oh, I love you in long hair like that, or like just
or just say, "You look amazing."
yeah, you
End of
look
story. Just
beautiful.
imagine if I
Yeah,
went to every white woman and say, "You know what? Oh my God, I wish my hair would just lay flat on my head and, you know, just sat there. You know, mine just grows up." You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish my hair was limp like that.
limp.
I'm just saying, what would a white woman say to me if I said, "Oh my God, I wish my hair was so limp like yours"? You
Trying to
know,
think about that. I have to flatten mine. Mine's
exactly.
not limp at all. Mine's woo. I flatten mine, but when I don't, people come up to me and say, "Oh, you curled your hair." I say, "No, I didn't flatten my hair. I have curly hair." You know,
Right.
so it's
But
like
you
funny. But
understand what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, I
yeah, yeah.
wish, you know, what
I
does
do, I
it
do.
feel like? What does it feel like to have to wash your hair every day? Like,
That's what she said.
how much shampoo do you go through?
So,
Like, is that, you know?
so you didn't weren't sure whether they were saying it because they were racist, because they were didn't know what to say.
I don't think they were racist. I honestly believe it's black women in our hair. When you have short hair, you don't show your hair. It's an act of defiance. So now when I show them the Europeanized, the way I look, they feel
Version,
more
yeah.
comfortable with me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like with short hair, I look like, because I'm black, y'all. Because I'm black, y'all. I'm like their version of Malcolm X.
Well,
But
no, white women can't get away with that. Having short, 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 short.
right,
They
exactly.
can, but maybe
Some can.
old, maybe some, but like, yeah. Like when my little daughter cut all her hair off, basically, because on Babysitter's Watch, not mine, just I will always be saying that.
Right.
And then it was so bad we had to actually take her. She looked like a runway model. She was drop dead gorgeous.
Right.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, she was like 4, but you know,
But you
and
know what though?
I don't
This is
think,
what I will say to you.
yeah.
I was watching something and it was saying, have you noticed that most black models, especially the darkest skin ones, the stylist always cuts their hair. And so they were saying is a clash of culture. For non-black people, when you cut your hair, it's shame. Like think about back in the past, to cut a woman's hair was to shame her, right?
Um, yeah, it can be like um, a punishing thing.
A punishing. But in black culture, that's not that was when I cut my hair, that was empowerment to me.
Hmm.
Like I refuse to look like the way you want me to look. I'm a find
Hmm.
out what my face looks like. I don't want to wear this wig. I don't want to, mess with this white crack, this liquid crack that you keep telling me. And I'm going to let my hair grow the
What's
way it
liquid crack that
grows,
you keep telling me? What is that?
perm,
Oh,
lock.
perm. Yeah, that'll wreck your hair. Yeah.
Right, to line the liberation. I'm gonna tell you, my husband has a video. I'm gonna send this video to you if he has it. But he told me he has a video of when I first cut my hair, and he said, "Sweetie, that was the happiest I've ever seen you in your life." And we've known each other for 10 years.
Well, here's the way I look at it. It's so strange, and as a white person, I can't look at it any other way because I'm a white person. But when I see your hair, I think, oh, she has a beautiful face, so she can get away with that. Like if
Right.
I cut my hair, oh my God.
Oh
You know what
my
I mean?
God, you have a beautiful
That's
face.
how I look at you, like, oh wow. Because you're so pretty, you can get away with anything with your hair. You could have no hair and get away. You know what I'm saying? And and so when I see that, that's what I think. But that's just how I think.
But it's an act of, I'm gonna tell you, it's an act of
Yours
defiance
is
because
an act.
if you
Is it
look at
always or just you
all, no, I'm saying no, for Black women,
who do that?
cutting your hair, having beautiful hair, your own hair, is
Uh-huh.
an act of defiance. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because think about it this way: during slavery, they didn't want you to take care of your hair, so they would just shave your hair, right? Then during, once like the 1800s, early 1800s in Louisiana, they had the Tegan laws where Black women had to cut their hair, henceforth head wraps. And their head wraps was so ornate and beautiful that white women hated it because what a thing that was supposed to denigrate us and put us in our place. We
Wasn't working.
used it to empower us.
Mhm.
Same thing goes, if you look at all of these colonized countries, Jamaica, go to Jamaica, go to one of those schools. You can't go to school if your hair, for a Black child, if your hair is not permed, you cannot go to school.
And you say perm, do you mean perm straight?
Straight.
Ooh,
You
wow.
cannot go to school. In England,
Really?
certain schools, if your hair is not relaxed,
Mhm.
you cannot go to school. And it's an act of defiance. If you see a Black woman with like her hair is short or bald or whatever the case may be, or say you even have a Black woman or a biracial child with that curly hair,
Mhm.
it's an act of defiance. And that's what
Hmm.
it is.
I did not know that.
Honestly, I'll send you it's a movie that they've done about Black women in their hair to the braids. Think about it. Cicely Tyson was literally the first Black woman to go on TV, mainstream TV, with her natural hair. She had
Interesting.
a baby from, look up Cicely Tyson,
Mhm.
and she was, I think, the Essence magazine or Jet. She was the first Black woman to wear braids
Interesting.
on a Black publication.
Hmm.
You know what
Interesting.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing about it is Black women simply letting their hair grow out naturally out of our heads
Mhm.
is an act of defiance. I'm gonna say, even in the military, were not allowed to wear braids. No, the things that you're seeing right now just started happening. LaDonna can tell you, she's been in the military long enough to
Mhm.
know that wearing cornrows, no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Wearing your natural hair, no, ma'am, was considered unkept and unprofessional.
But it can't by definition be because it's your hair.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, I'm telling you. Well, she's not talking about it right now, but I can show you the regulation from when I joined the army. Your hair was considered, for instance, like you had Black people with red hair and blonde hair. Literally, they would be told to color their hair because Black people didn't have blonde or red hair.
They had to color it up like that
They
wasn't
had to color it to, because
black.
yes,
It's all very confusing to me. Wow.
I mean that's how it was.
We've
Like I
always
said,
wanted to control Black people's bodies in every way, shape, and form. So I'm not exactly shocked, but and we're still doing it.
yes,
So,
yes.
do you have any other stories to tell? Because I am going to have to.
And that's the only, like I said, that's the only one. You see what she said? I definitely struggle with my hair in uniform AR 670-1 because we, like, literally I have traction alopecia from the military because you had to have these tight ponytails.
Oh,
Even if you had a pigtail, you know,
yeah.
you had to,
What could you do with your hair? Just as a Black woman,
put
what
a
could
weave
you?
in it, and then they hated you they hated you for putting weave in, because then they said that was unprofessional.
So you basically, you're set up to you can't win.
No.
Is what it sounds like in what I'm hearing. You can't win. You can't have it natural. You can't have it unnatural. You can't have it straight. You can't.
Right.
You have to. What did they want you to do?
Not exist.
Basically, that's how it must have felt.
Not exist.
I'm sorry. That's terrible. No point to this but irony. Mom, who's your badger? Had a beautician license for decades. Little white ladies would come to our house on Saturday to get very. Two black women who visited came their hair straightened. Yeah.
So what he's saying,
yeah.
what he's saying, no, what he's saying is,
what's he saying?
So white women would get perms to make their hair curly. Black women with curly hair would come to make their hair straight. Straight. So that's
once we adopt it, it's all good.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Love the fashion, love the music, love the sports, hate the people.
Hate the people.
That's how we work. That's how we roll. It's really sad. Really sad. There would be no such thing as cultural appropriation in the United States if we loved the people. They'd be more than happy to share everything. It's because when they do it, it's considered lower status. When white people do it, it's considered cool. Which it's disgusting. There'd be no word for cultural appropriation because we wouldn't need it.
Right.
It's
so
really
just another point, that is not just women, right? It's men too. If you look at certain men, especially in the music industry, once they first come into a certain, not now, but before, they were coming looking like a certain, caricature. As soon as they made enough money, they would let their hair grow. For instance, Jay-Z.
You think they play the role? They play the role until they were rich enough to say, "You're not going to make me go because of my hair." Like,
right.
Wow.
Right. So Jay-Z, if you look at Jay-Z's hair from the beginning of his career to the end, if you look at J. Cole, if you look at Kendrick Lamar, they started off. I don't know about Justin Bieber. I'm minding my black business about what's white Justin Bieber, because he's a culture vulture too. And he went and gathered his people after he made enough money off of black people.
Isn't he a white dude?
So did Miley Cyrus. So whatever.
Justin Bieber's a white dude, right?
He is.
Oh,
she said no. Donna would say they want the rhythm but not the blues. She was talking about Justin Bieber.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were talking about hair. I was like, if he's a white dude,
he's trash. He's trash too. Because the thing about it, he made all that money off of sounding black, right? Sounding black. Wow. But when it was time to get a mate, he went right back to that white woman.
Yeah, it's really sad. Because
what's the other one? Justin Timberlake had that curly hair in the beginning. Remember that? I don't know if you remember when he was with, I forget what the name of that group, NSYNC or something like that. Sound like a black dude, all kinds of stuff like that. Soon as that blackness wore off, he went right on back to them white folks and got him a white wife. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of them do that. Yeah. They'll pretend to be black for a little while, make their money, and as soon as they make their money, they out.
You mean because it gets them like to the fame level that they need, and then they do what they want.
Right. I forget Post Malone. He did it. Post Malone, when he first came out, I know you don't know Post Malone, but
I don't know any of these people.
I know, but Post Malone, he made his money rapping, and it was like, oh my God, he's rapping stuff black people been doing since whenever. But because he's white, he's amazing. As soon as he made his money, he went right on back to singing whatever white music he was singing before.
Interesting.
I don't know if you've seen the dude Milo Yiannopoulos, but he's racist. He's on a political sphere. He married a black man. As soon as he needed some money, you know what happened? He said, "Oh, I'm reformed now. I'm not gay anymore." And told his black mate that his black mate is now a roommate now.
Oh, goodness
That's
gracious.
what happens a lot of times, that you know
Never heard of
they pretend so much, and then once they get the money, they go back and gather their people. She said Adele is another one.
You see, I don't know anything about this, so I can't I really have I can't really comment.
No,
What
it's
did
okay.
what did Adele
What they're
do?
talking about is
This is interesting
white
to me.
white people that sound okay. Prime example is a video of Ray Charles. I think this is like during the 80s, maybe the early 90s. And Ray Charles says Elvis wasn't doing anything that black people weren't doing. And we know
I know
Elvis
that.
was
I know that.
the
Yeah.
ultimate culture vulture, stole music. He said that they just wanted to hear from a white man.
Well, yeah. And when I did my interview on um, Billy Sheldon, who was one of the first he was a spaniel, and he was one of the very first people. When I did a 3-part interview on him, he said the same thing about Elvis. He said Elvis was fit the role, and that's why they picked him. And it was basically cultural appropriation at its most disgusting. That's what
Yeah.
he said.
But see, back in those days, just like if you watch Cadillac Records and a lot of these things, the artists didn't even get to sing their own songs. And a Hairspray,
Right.
it's the
Well, that's
issue
what
with Hairspray about that. And they didn't get the writing, their money, nothing.
Well, a group of white women took their song and made millions and millions off of it. Billy Sheldon, and when
Right.
they sang it, they
Right.
did, and that's why I interviewed him, because I wanted to know the history of the whole history, and he was
Right.
able to give me an incredible 3 interviews,
Yeah.
telling me everything, all the people he knew. Oh my goodness, and how he never made a cent off of this famous, and the women did. The white women.
Right, exactly.
He
And
also
then
told me,
nothing has changed, and nothing has changed. You have white artists. I mean, you know what's changed now? All it did now was go across seas, because BTS is nothing but Asian people in blackface. That's all that is. K-pop. What are you talking about? K-pop is black. Literally, I'm telling you, is
I don't know
black.
anything about.
Right? No. It's a
It's a
group called
Korean thing, right? K-pop's Korean.
Right, K-pop.
Mhm.
Blackpink was nothing but black music, black girl music from the 90s. They remixed it, and now I'm pretty sure, I forget what year it was, but it was about a year or two ago. I don't have a problem with Korean folk, but I'm telling you what K-pop
Oh,
is.
I didn't know about that. Wow,
They're
I got a lot
stolen
to
music.
learn. I got a
They're
lot to learn.
stolen music from black people.
Oh,
Exactly, like imitation crab meat. Exactly. And so the fact that I'm at K-pop, BTS literally stole a song from the 90s and repackaged it, then tried to make the artist, gaslighted the artist about, oh, we didn't steal your song. Are you crazy?
I have a lot to learn about this.
Yeah, I'll show. Oh, we'll talk later. We'll talk offline.
Oh my
We
goodness.
will definitely talk offline. But if you listen to a lot of, just like a lot of artists, like Puff Daddy, I know you don't know. Puff Daddy will sample older music, repackage it, and then be like, oh yeah, this is, whatever the case may. And older people were like, first of all, that's not a new song. That's a song from the 60s or the 50s.
A
What do you
remake.
do? But we don't know no better. Just like now, these kids don't understand a lot of these songs that they repackaging are songs from the
Mhm,
90s and the 2000s.
mhm.
And we're like, bruh, Kanye too, LaDonna is like, they repackage these songs, and it's like, wait a minute, I know that song. That song is from the 90s, or that song is from the 80s. You didn't do nothing. You know that, right?
Interesting. Yeah, I say that to my kid a lot. I need to wrap it up for tonight.
Okay.
But this has been very interesting.
I had a great time. You let me talk about serial killing. You let me talk about my murder tendencies. You let me talk about K-pop and how that's crap. You let me talk about,
you talk about whatever you want. You silly.
you let me talk about a lot of things. Thank you. This is like my zen for me. This is my
Oh, I'm
venue.
thrilled to have you talk about whatever you. I don't let you talk about whatever you wish. A lot of times I'm out, like for it's like pop culture. I know nothing. I've just never taken an interest. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just a thing. I just have no interest. I don't value that. Tell me about somebody who saved the world. Tell me about somebody who did an amazing thing. I will be all over them. Yes, it went from east to west. It was all over the place. And
But Donna, you know me. We could be talking about this
know.
chair and we'll get somewhere else and be talking about.
We got to get LaDonna on here. LaDonna, can you come on here?
LaDonna is awesome. You should talk to her. Her mother is awesome too.
I can tell. Well,
She's
you guys,
awesome.
thank you so much for tonight. Very interesting. I'm definitely have to listen back and like write all these names down like a little nerd and figure out. Yes, they do. It's true. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. You guys are wonderful. Keep in touch with us. I'm struggling a little bit with keeping my YouTube channel going because I'm out of the algorithms and all that, and been super, super busy. Oh, cool. Yay. You liked it. Good. But I am going to start doing more of my own videos because I really miss doing them. I just was working on this new job thing, trying to get, who knows, it's killing me. Just trying out for the damn thing's killing me, but it'll be worth it. Even if I don't get it, I've learned a lot. So Anastasia,
you're going to be amazing. We're going to manifest it. Kim's going to get the job. And if Kim doesn't get the job, guess what? That's their loss. And she's going to get a better job.
Thank you. Thank you. That really means a lot to me coming from you. You're such a sweetheart.
I'm going to smudge it. I'm going to smudge it for you. Watch. As soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to smudge some sage on it. It's going to be yours.
Thank you so much.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, Ryan. Good night, Harper. Thanks. I'm so happy Harper stayed up. I know that's not easy sometimes. Hoosier, Badger, you're awesome. And LaDonna, you made the show with Anastasia. And anyone else who I am missing. Thank you and T, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Great conversation. Although half of it, I had really no clue what we were talking about. Just saying. Love you all. Be safe. Okay.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.